This program is fan-generated. If you'd like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support are greatly appreciated. Hello, I'm Annie Cyrus, the producer of the Glazov gang. First, I wanted to thank you all for all the great support you have been giving us for the last 4 years, especially last few months. Because of your love and your support, we were able to come back and continue our fight. But now we still do need your support. Please go to jamieglazov.com and donate any amount you can. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. And we want you to know that we will not rest until we win this war to guarantee a free and beautiful America for our next generation. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Glazov gang. I'm Anne-Marie Morel, editor-in-chief of Politichicks.com, filling in for Dr. Jamie Glazov. My first guest tonight is Ingrid Carlqvist. And the last time Ingrid was on the show, she was talking about the influx of immigrants that are flooding into her country. Ingrid, welcome to the Glazov gang.
Thanks, Anne-Marie.
Thank you for being here. I know it's early there for you in Sweden. Tell us first off, these immigrants that were coming into your country were labeled as refugee children, but they weren't necessarily children. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. People think about children running from another country. Everyone wants to open up their hearts and say, okay, of course we'll take care of them. But in our case, we have a lot of grown men coming into this country. And you can actually see that they're in their 30s. But the authorities in Sweden don't want to do anything about it. They just, if they say they're children, they are children.
And a similar thing happened here in California, in Murrieta, California, where they bust in a lot of children that they claimed were children, but they don't have papers. There's no way to prove what age they are. Well, those citizens got together and protested. Are your countrymen and women doing anything about this? And where do these people live? Where are they staying now that they're there?
They're staying in special places called, home for asylum seekers. And since we have so few places to live in Sweden right now, there's a real, people are searching. Some Swedish people, they live with their parents until they're 25 or 30 years because there are no apartments and no houses. But these people who come, the so-called asylum seekers, I would like to say that because many of them, they are not refugees. They say they are, but they are not. And since we don't check out their stories, we don't even know who they are. They don't have any passports. They don't have any ID cards or anything. But so the state is buying up a lot, big old like castles in the countryside, and they're renovating it, and they're letting these people move into fantastic places, and at the same time Swedish people can't find any place to live. And are people doing anything? Yeah, I think the Swedes are finally waking up, and especially considering what happened here last week.
Well, that was my next question for you. Your organization, Dispatch International. First up, tell us exactly what your organization is doing.
It is a newspaper. It's an online newspaper. We started actually out with an old-fashioned traditional printed paper. We thought that many Swedes would like to read about the stuff that they can never read about in the mainstream media. But that was 3 years ago. People were still so scared. They didn't even want to take out a subscription on the paper, because what if the mailman saw that you had this paper? Then you were a racist, of course, and an Islamophobe and homophobe and everything bad in the book. So we decided to just go online. And many people in Sweden are now turning to alternative media because the mainstream media are not telling them anything. Any important stuff you want to know, you have to go to alternative media.
It's amazing to hear you talk, because you're in Sweden and you're saying so many of the same things that I hear from people in America every single day. I do want to ask you about this, what happened recently. Since the last time you talked to Jamie, you were talking about the immigrants, the so-called immigrants. there was a beheading in an IKEA in your country. Tell us what happened and how your government is handling this, or not.
Actually, we still don't know if it was a beheading, but let me just tell you, IKEA is sort of the symbol of Sweden. IKEA is a place where you go to buy furniture, to have new ideas about how you could, decorate your home, to buy all the stuff that makes you in a good mood. IKEA is so Swedish. And you could say, sort of, that we have had, with these two killings, two random Swedes were stabbed to death in IKEA, that you could call this the Twin Towers of Sweden, the World Trade Center. Not comparing to deaths, of course. You lost 3,000 people, we lost 2. But as a symbol of Sweden, when you go to IKEA, you dream about your next home, how you're going to, decorate your house and everything. And it's supposed to be safe. It's supposed to be nice. And you go there, a mother of 55 and her grown son of 28, they go there to buy stuff for the other brother who had just left home. And they go there to buy things. And a crazy person who wasn't allowed to stay in Sweden, he was from Eritrea, he just grabs a knife from the kitchen department in IKEA. He grabs 2 knives and he kills those 2 people. He'd never seen them before. He had nothing to do with them. But, and the rumor is that he beheaded the woman, or at least he cut her throat. But the police won't say anything about it. The mainstream media don't even ask the question to the police. So I did. Dispatch International called the police in command and said to him, okay, there is this rumor that just won't go away, that say that the woman was beheaded. Can you confirm, yes or no, was she beheaded? And you know what he said? I can't describe anything about the murder. You won't get to know anything more than 2 people were killed.
Why?
And why? Why? I mean, they already got the killer. He's in custody. They got the witnesses and everything. So why won't they tell us what happened?
And what's your theory then? Why do you think
My theory is that this is so horrible. The Swedish government, the Swedish police, everybody knows that they've struck at the heart of Sweden. People have been worried for many years now that we bring in 100,000 people from all over the world, from cultures that are so different from the Swedish, and we don't even know who they are. When so many people come, of course many of them are refugees, but if you are, say, a war criminal or just a normal criminal, why wouldn't you go into this flood of all the refugees and hide among them? So people have been, fearing this for a long time, that maybe something horrible will happen. Maybe we will have a terror attack. Maybe people will just be killed. And now it happened. And in the worst of all ways, a woman beheaded. So they're so scared what the Swedes will do and how they will react. So they're giving it to us bits and pieces, hoping that maybe we will calm down and say, okay, it's not a problem. It's better that we help people. If we die, so be it.
So it sounds like America right now is battling political correctness, and you are too, to the point that it's endangering your citizens. Tell us exactly how everyone can find you and get in touch with you if they want to help you with this. What can they do?
Well, they can look in my website. You can have it's a bit complicated. It's d-intl.com, and of course they can find me on Facebook and Twitter. And I take every opportunity to talk about the country that I used. I was born in Sweden, but now I live in Absurdistan, a country where everything is upside down. All the values that we had, everything that was typical Swedish, is now we get to know that there is no such thing as Swedish values. And we should be so grateful for people coming from all over the world, because we don't have any culture, we don't have any traditions. But and Swedish are quite a docile people. We tend not to do revolutions or get out on the streets and demonstrate and shout and things. We just like this in the pocket, and we are calm. But now you see things are happening. Even the Swedes have a limit, and I think we just heard a few hours ago. We heard that there's a new opinion poll who puts the only immigration critical party in the lead in Sweden. And this party, they have gone like this, up in every poll. And all the other politicians, they say, no, we can't even talk to them because they're racist. And the journalists, they don't even want to talk to them. They are racist, they are horrible. And now they come the number one party, the biggest party in Sweden. So I think you will see changes in Sweden from now on. People just have had it.
Wow. Got to learn from history, and I hope that America is going to follow your lead. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Ingrid. Appreciate it. And thank you all for watching tonight. Please support the Glazov gang so you can hear from people like Ingrid Carlqvist giving us these warnings from across the world. And also be sure and subscribe to the Glazov gang on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. See you later.